Hello dear viewers and learners, this is Dr. M.Islam, and as you all know that this is a part of the dedicated lecture series upon BSTET 2024 exam and its English syllabus 9-10. So basically in 9-10 syllabus they are grammar parts, and I had already uploaded a video upon an important grammar part, that is sequence of tenses, and where I intentionally left a most important topic to be suited or to be videographed in my later video. So this is the video where I will discuss in details about that leftover grammar or the grammar parts from sequence of tenses, that is conditional clause or if clause. So you all must have heard about the terms of conditional clause or if clause, and it is a part of clause, and here also both main clause and subordinate clauses are used, but with certain variance, with certain diversion, you can say, with certain other features. And the other features are what? Yes, let's begin. So main clause and subordinate clause are the part of clause. So if clause also there are main clause and subordinate clause, but the main clause will be later and the if clause will be earlier. There will be if clause and main clause. The main clause idea will be dependent on the if clause, and the main clause language will follow the effect of the effect that is generated in the if clause, subordinate clause. So here we can categorize the whole entire if clause into 4 sections or 4 parts. Number 1, zero conditional or present conditional. Okay, zero conditional or present conditional. Number 2 is probable conditional. Or likely conditional. Number 3, improbable conditionals. All right. Number 4, impossible conditionals. So here these 4 categories again in narrow sense can be categorized into 2 parts. The first 2 part is a body, that is real conditional, or possible, and the second part can be called as unreal conditional. Hope you understand. Or impossible. Got it? So the first 2 is real in what sense? Because these 2 sentences are not in hypothetical sense. These two sentences are based on present general truth or general, universal idea or day-to-day general activities that are either true or likely to be true. Either true is zero conditional, either true or happens generally, or likely to be true here, or happens in, likely to be true and happens in future. So this is the real conditional, because these two conditional clauses are based upon the real situations or the situations that are going to be real if efforts are given. Got it, na? So these are the clauses, and the impossible, improbable and impossible clauses are unreal conditional or impossible clauses. In what sense? Because they are totally unrealistic, totally hypothetical, or totally create a situation which is not likely to be happen in near future or far future. And this is why they take always past tense, not in the sense that it had happened in the past, but in the sense that if it had happened, then something else would have been happened. You got it? You got my point? All right. So this is totally unrealistic, not going to happen, not going to happen in future or far future. This is totally hypothetical, presenting a situation which to some extent helps to mitigate one dreams or one wishes by expressing one's expression, expressing one unfulfilled expression, unfulfilled idea and unfulfilled matters, facts. So these are all about the 4 conditional clauses. Now example will be given, and one thing I would like to mention here, that in conditional clauses, if the conditional clause be the first clause and the main clause be the second part of the sentence, then a comma will be followed. Comma will be followed. Comma will be there after conditional if clause. All right. And but if it is interchange, if the main clause is given earlier and the subordinate clause is, or the if clause is given later, then no commas or no punctuation is necessary. You got it? So now the example will be given. The first example: if it rains, you take an umbrella. Focus it minutely, because it gonna give you the most important things, most important ingredients that you can have for your exam preparation. So if it rains, you take an umbrella. So here the conditional clause if clause, here if it rains, all right, and you take an umbrella is the main clause. Got it? So the main clause idea is totally dependent on the if clause. According to the if clause, the main clause idea is followed. So if it rains, it's totally in present tense and it is also in present tense. So in this case, in the zero conditional case, you know the rules, what rules will be followed? Present tense, present tense, present indefinite plus present indefinite. All right, or present tense and present tense. Present tense plus present tense. Got it? If it rains, you take umbrella. It is in present indefinite tense. It is also in present indefinite tense, or present tense or present tense. Got it? The next example. If you work hard, you will succeed. If you work hard, you will succeed. If clause, main clause. Got it? If you work hard, you will succeed. You will succeed when you work hard. And you know one thing, the one trick, if the real conditional clauses are not identified properly, you cannot identify it, then you please take when in place of if. If is replaced by when, the idea will be same, and if the idea will be same, then it is a realistic or real conditional. And if the idea is diverted or distorted by adding when in place of if, then the sentence will be declared as unrealistic conditionals. Please you remember it. All right. So if you work hard, you will succeed. Rules, which rules is followed? If you work hard, you will succeed. It is present tense plus future tense, future indefinite tense. All right, present tense plus future tense. The if clause will be in present tense and the main clause will be in future tense. Rule 3. So unreal conditional or impossible conditional, that is what? Improbable. If you had a boat, if you had a boat, you would cross the river. If you had a boat, you would cross the river. If you possessed a boat, you would cross the river. आपके पास अगर एक बोट रहती तो आप रिवर को क्रॉस कर पाते. कैसे? So it is totally unrealistic because the situation has already been passed, and you now memorize the situation, or you now give a fictitious idea that if you had the boat, if you had the possessions of a boat at that time, then you could cross the river at that time, but the time and tide both are gone. Time and tide is gone and you don't have right now. So it is totally based on the hypothetical situations. So rules, which is rules? Past tense plus would, could, might plus V1 plus others. All right, past tense. Here past tense can be had, were, or V3, V2. All right. had where V2, where also is used. I will give you example of where, but let me finish first the last conditional, that is impossible conditional. If I had bought a lottery, I might have won the prize. If I had bought a lottery, I might have won the prize. Might have. It, might, could, would will be used accordingly, according to the sense of the sentence. All right. So, if I had bought a lottery, I might have won the prize. So, here rules is followed. Rule is followed. What is rule followed? You know, past participle plus could have, might have, would have plus V3. All right, could have, would have, should have plus V3. And if the main clause you know convert it into passive voice, then been will be added in all the main clause parts if passive voice is there. So this is what about conditional clauses and its uses. But in the third conditional in the third conditional clauses, there is where. In the place of had, you can use where. If I were a, where I should write, yes, here in the third conditional sentence you could say, if I were a bird, I could fly. Yes, the third conditional clauses rules is totally followed the rules of where. If had is not, where will be used. If where is not, had will be used. So it is totally fictitious. If I were a bird, I could fly. Hypothetical. So this is what about the conditional clauses. And put the comma mark before if clause. After if clause. After if clause you should put a comma. And if the if clause and the main clause is converted, is interchanged, then there is no necessary to put the comma. All right. So, and this is exam oriented lectures or exam oriented grammar. So you should follow this, and after this we will be discussing about MCQs. All right. Okay.